Welcome back to BikeBeat, your ultimate stop for the latest, the fastest, and the most exciting rides in the world of motorcycles. Today, we've got something special for all you two-wheel fanatics. It's sleek, it's sharp, it's screaming performance. It's the 2026 Suzuki T350, and believe us when we say Suzuki is coming for blood in the midweight segment this year. This isn't just another launch. The 2026 T350 is Suzuki's bold answer to the ever-demanding rider community looking for performance, affordability, and style without compromise. So whether you're a commuter, a weekend canyon carver, or a fan of retro-modern aesthetics, stick around. This might just be your next dream machine. Now, Suzuki hasn't used the T badge in decades. For those who remember, the original T-series from the 60s and 70s were two-stroke beasts that dominated their era. With the revival of the T350 nameplate, Suzuki pays homage to that legacy. But now, it's all wrapped in futuristic tech, emissions-conscious engineering, and cutting-edge design. The 2026 Suzuki T350 is powered by a 349 cubic centimeters liquid-cooled parallel twin engine, with DOHC and a 270-degree crankshaft. The output figures? 45 horsepower at 9,000 RPM and 38 Nm of torque at 7,000 RPM. Now, while these numbers might not sound earth-shattering, it's the delivery that impresses. That 270-degree firing order gives the bike a V-twin-like character, a more throaty rumble, more torque off the line, and a whole lot more fun in the twisties. The engine is tuned to provide a wide, usable power band ideal for daily riders who want that low-end grunt in traffic, but still crave some excitement on open roads. Throttle response is crisp, thanks to Suzuki's refined ride-by-wire system, and fueling is spot-on, no jerks, no flat spots. Suzuki went for a steel trellis frame, which strikes a balance between rigidity and lightweight construction. It contributes to the bike's agility, especially when cornering. The front forks are $41 million Showa SFFBP, non-adjustable, but very well damped. At the rear, we've got a preload adjustable monoshock. Suspension setup is geared toward sporty street riding. It's plush enough to absorb city bumps but stiff enough to hold its line through aggressive cornering. The wheelbase is 1,400 mm, with a tight rake and trail geometry. Combined with a dry weight of just 164 kilograms, the T350 is an absolute joy to flick into turns. It's light on its feet, yet planted. Whether you're weaving through traffic or carving through backroads, the T350 delivers confidence-inspiring dynamics. Braking is handled by a 310 mm single-disc up front with a radial mount 4-piston Nissan caliper, and a 240 mm rear disc. Dual-channel ABS is standard, with an IMU-assisted cornering ABS available on the top-spec variant. Braking performance is sharp, with excellent feedback through the lever. From the aggressive tank lines to the minimal tail section, every panel on the T350 feels intentional. The LED headlight is a modern reinterpretation of the round classics. A DRL halo surrounds the projector setup, giving it a distinctive face. The LED taillight is razor-thin and seamlessly integrated into the subframe. The color palette includes 3 launch options: metallic Triton Blue, a nod to Suzuki's racing heritage, Pearl Matte Shadow Gray, and our personal favorite, the Retro Orange and White two-tone, which gives off serious 1970s nostalgia with a modern edge. Fit and finish is premium. The switchgear feels tactile. The tank features deep knee recesses for better grip. And the seat, a split-step unit with a subtle cafe racer rise, is surprisingly comfortable, even for longer rides. At the center of the cockpit is a 5-inch full-color TFT display with automatic brightness adjustment. It's clear, responsive, and packed with information. You get a customizable layout, Bluetooth connectivity, turn-by-turn navigation via the Suzuki Ride Connect app, call and music controls, and even SMS alerts. But the T350 doesn't stop there. It also features 3 riding modes: Urban, Sport, and Rain, which adjust throttle response and traction control sensitivity. There's a quickshifter up and down on the top-spec XT trim, along with cruise control and a USB-C charging port right next to the dash. And for those concerned about fuel economy? Suzuki claims a very respectable 29 km per liter, roughly 68 miles per gallon. Thanks to lean burn tech and variable valve timing on the intake side. With a 13-liter tank, you're looking at over 350 kilometers of range, very commuter-friendly. On city roads, the T350 is nimble, predictable, and genuinely fun to ride. That low-end torque and linear power band make it easy for newer riders to get comfortable, while experienced ones will still appreciate the balance and poise. On highways, it cruises happily at 100 to 120 km per hour, with the engine sitting comfortably under 7,000 RPM. There's minimal buzz, and wind protection is surprisingly decent for a naked, especially if you opt for the small factory flyscreen. But it's in the corners where the T350 really shines. The suspension tuning, the rigid chassis, and that flickable front end come together to create a machine that encourages you to push and rewards you with smiles at every apex. This isn't just a budget street bike, it's a rider's bike. Suzuki has priced the 2026 T350 very competitively. The base variant starts at $5,499, while the fully loaded XT model with quickshifter, IMU, and upgraded dash goes for $6,299. For the features and performance on offer, this undercuts rivals like the Yamaha R3, KTM 390 Duke, and even Kawasaki's Z400 in certain markets. And here's where the T350 sets itself apart: it's not trying to be a race replica or a stripped-down budget commuter. It occupies a sweet spot between character and practicality, between style and substance. First, sound. That 270-degree crank makes the T350 growl like no other twin in the segment. It doesn't scream, it snarls. It's addictive, and you'll find yourself downshifting just to hear it on the overrun. Second, heritage meets future. Suzuki's decision to bring back the T moniker isn't just marketing, it's a statement. This bike honors the spirit of the old two-stroke T350 Titan, but with everything today's rider expects: digital tech, clean emissions, and modern reliability. And lastly, accessibility. With a seat height of 800 mm, wide bars, light clutch pull, and neutral ergonomics, this bike is welcoming to a wide range of riders. Whether you're 5 feet 5 inches or 6 feet tall, the T350 feels natural from the moment you swing a leg over. It's for the urban commuter who wants something more than just a tool. It's for the weekend warrior who wants a bike that can keep up in the twisties. It's for the enthusiast who appreciates a bit of old-school flair mixed with modern muscle. And it's especially for riders who value balance, not just brute performance or retro looks, but a complete, thoughtful motorcycle. The competition in the 300 to 400 cubic centimeters class is fierce. But with the T350, Suzuki hasn't just joined the party, it's kicked the door in and brought something genuinely different to the table. And that wraps up our deep dive on the 2026 Suzuki T350. We'll be dropping a full ride review soon, including real-world performance, sound clips, and head-to-head comparisons with its closest rivals, so make sure you're subscribed and have that bell icon on. If you've got questions about the T350, drop them in the comments, we read every single one. And tell us, is this the revival Suzuki needed? Or do you think they should have aimed even higher? Thanks for riding with us here on Bike Beat. Until next time, ride safe, stay sharp, and keep the throttle open.